Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. Something a bit different this time. How to make best use of riding the turbo. I normally do everything to avoid riding the turbo. Even with Zwift, I find it mind-numbingly dull, probably a consequence of the PlayStation generation childhood. But if you're stuck indoors and struggling for motivation, let's discuss these 5 hidden reasons to jump on the trainer. If we ever get to race outdoors again in the coming months, unlikely, these tips should do you right. Number 1. Normalize your most aerodynamic position. Build up the sets and number of minutes you can hold in this position. Start small and work on it. Particularly on the road bike, it will become apparent quickly how hard it is to do this for prolonged periods. You'll probably notice how little you practice this out on the road, and in no time you'll be more comfortable and more powerful in this position than you were before. It'll really help you out in races and breakaways. So don't be the one sitting upright texting your mate on Zwift. You want to get that edge. Number 2. Take this time to experiment with bike fit. Thinking about moving your cleats or dropping your seat? Don't be the one doing this outside on the club run. This is a perfect time to experiment indoors objectively. Get the camera out, analyse the angles and do some set segments on Zwift. Note down your perceived comfort score out of 10 and record the average powers between these different setups. Number 3. Cadence Endurance. This one's particularly poignant for those who train in hilly or city areas. On the turbo, you rarely stop pedalling. In an hour, you may clock up 5,000 revolutions with no gaps. On the road, you might be lucky to do half of that. Make use of pedalling through the tops of climbs and down hills. This constant pedalling creates neuromuscular changes that are really hard to get out on the road. And you can have all the top end power in the world, but if your legs simply can't do the number of revolutions required in a 3 or 4 hour road race, you're really going to struggle when you start riding outdoors again. Number 4. Discipline. We're all guilty of riding with mates and trying to smash it up every small rise on every single ride. It's fun, but it isn't really great training. Take this time to hide and be disciplined. Make at least half of your riding dead easy and the remainder very hard. Polarize it. You're the boss here, so you have no one to blame for not sticking to it. And finally, number 5, sleep. Riding the turbo is undoubtedly more time efficient than riding outside. No punctures, no cake stops, and definitely please no photos. Take the time and use it for an extra 30 minutes in bed or recovering. Sleep is the most important thing for recovery and immune function. So try and take this one as a positive. Let me know if you've got any other motivational tips or tricks down below for jumping on the turbo, and I'll see you next time.